Okay, so now we're ready to start Module 2, which is all about money, and you might have already started Module 2. We might have talked about budgeting some already. It's supposed to have been introduced already. So now we're going to talk about interest, and interest can be good for you or interest can be bad for you. It depends on whether interest is from saving money, which means they're paying interest to you in order to be able to use your money, or whether you're paying the interest, which means that you are borrowing money, in which case you have to pay money. Interest is what you owe for being able to borrow that money. So, when we talk about interest here, we're talking about saving money. The power of compounding has to do with saving money. Let's get a better color. We'll start out with blue. So simple versus compound interest. Back in the old days, and I do mean like really old days, they used simple interest a lot. And so we still talk about simple interest so that we can introduce the idea of interest to you. It's easy to understand better. And then we need to talk about a principal. Principal is the amount of money that you put in when you first start an investment. We're going to talk about simple interest. And then compound interest. Oops. Simple interest is paid only on the principal and not any interest added at later dates. There's a formula for simple interest. You do not get that formula on any formula sheet. You have to have it memorized. We will ask you to figure simple interest. So you do need to make sure that you memorize it. We will do problems with simple interest, have no fear. Compound interest is a formula, and you will be expected to know how to use that formula. We will give it to you on the formula sheet, and we will do lots of practice with it too. The simple interest formula is I equals PRT. Once again, you do need to have it memorized. It doesn't actually tell you the amount of money in the account, but it tells you how much money you're going to add over time. In order to find the amount of money you have in the account, you'll have to add that to the original amount. So that's the principal plus the interest equals the amount in the account, or the principal plus the interest equals the total. So usually when you find the interest, then they want you to go back and add that to the principal to find the total. The way you know to use simple interest is that they'll always use the word simple in the problem. If they don't use the word simple in the problem, they are not asking you to find simple interest. That's the way it works. Find the simple interest, see, and the amount in the account at the end of 7 years if you invest $5,000 at 4%. So they want us to find the simple interest, so I'm going to start with the interest formula. My principal, that's the amount that they put in, that's going to be my $5,000. My rate is 4%, but I can't write a percent, can't put it into my calculator until I put it as a decimal, so that's 0.04, got to change it to a decimal. And then my 7 years, that's my time. Multiplying all that together, I get 1,400. This is just the interest. They also want the amount at the end of 7 years. The amount in the account. Not just the simple interest, but the amount in the account. So I have to come over here and do P plus I is equal to T to find the total amount in the account. My P was 5,000. My I, we got to be 1,400. So my total is $6,400. That's how much we have in the account. So in other words, you put in $5,000, and at the end of 7 years, when you go to take that $5,000 out of the bank, it's not $5,000 anymore. At the end of 7 years, now it is $6,400 because of the interest that they give you. They give you money because they want to use your money during those 7 years. Compound interest is different. Compound interest is when they keep paying you interest. So they'll pay you interest every so often. For simple interest, they wait until the end of the 7 years, then they pay you interest. For compound interest, they're going to pay you a little bit every so often. Why is that important? Well, if they go ahead and pay it to you after, say, a month, then you can add that little bit of amount from that month back to your total, back to your principal, which gives you a little bit more money, which will earn you a little bit more interest for the next month. I'll show you. There is a formula. Once again, they're going to give you the formula. A equals accrued. Accrued is what you have in the account at the end of the time. P is still your principal. That's what you put in. APR is the annual percentage rate or the rate. Make sure you write it as a decimal. And Y is your time, and you want it to be in years, because that's what the formula is. This is the simple one, which is always annually. That's why it's annual compound interest. There are other formulas. The one that we're going to use the most is not annually. We're just using this one for right now. You know that they want you to use this one, not when they use the word compounded. That's not the trick. Not the trick. I left it there so that you know it is not the trick. The trick is when there is a single deposit. That's the trick. They don't say single deposit all the time. They mean that there is a single deposit. Find the amount in the account after 7 years if you invest $5,000 and it compounds annually at 4%. Just about every account will compound. So they could use the word compound in just about anything. They could use the word compound in a loan. So you can't go by the word compound. You have to make sure that it is a single deposit. This one, you are depositing money because it's an investment. And you only invest one time. So that is a single deposit. You don't put this $5,000 in more than one time. So that is a single deposit. So that means I get to use this formula. My P is 5,000, parentheses, 1 plus, my percent is 0.04, close parentheses, my exponent is 7, and you can put this in your handy dandy calculator. Type it in just like you see it. Now I know you're saying, what do you mean just like I see it? It's okay. Your calculator has all this stuff on it. It's got a 5, it's got some zeros on there. It even has the parentheses on there. Hold on. I got a calculator right here. It's got parentheses on there, right there. Parentheses. The newfangled one, it's got parentheses too. There are parentheses there. You do an open parentheses, you do a 1 plus 0.04, you do a closed parentheses, just like it says. Then you do your little exponent key. Exponent key looks like the little housetop. So you type the 500, you type the open parentheses, the 1, the plus, the 0.04, the closed parentheses, and then the little housetop. That's how you tell it's an exponent. And then you put in the 7, and then you type in enter. And it is going to pop out for you what number? 6579.66. Well, this creates me a quandary. I got to tell you, I have a little bit of a quandary about this. And the reason I have a little bit of a quandary about this is because this is the exact same information we had as the above one. I don't know if you noticed or not, but in the above one we had the same 5,000, the same 0.04, and the same 7. So if we put the same amount of money in and leave it for the same time at the same interest rate, we get more money out. If it's compounded annually, why yes we do. Compounded gives you more money. Compounded is better than simple interest. Always. Always. Everybody is interested in more money. You will love this section. We will talk more about this in example 3.